Shadow Clan. Shadow Warrior here to bring you part 6 to What If Female Deku Was Born. Now, sorry I haven't been uploading for a while, just that I've been doing some research on to what if people requested. Yeah, so, and I have and I was debating whether or not to do this, but hell, I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So we start off to like a few months after you at 1A got their dorms. Now, as we get into the start of the day, before, well, class and that, Bakugo and Izuki are just having fun, training and all that. And along training with them are Kiyoshima and Uaka. Now, Kiyoshima is just trying to well, make friends, but make friends will make his and Bakugo's friendship stronger, while Uaka is just there to get close to Bakugo, if you know what I mean. You know, as we act now, the day goes normal until we get to, well, lunch. Class 1A are in the dorms having lunch. As Ida notices a blonde girl walk in with what seems to be a few support gear upgrades, as he asks, "Who are you?" As this blonde girl turns around saying, Oh, my name is Melissa Shield, and I have friends that are in Class 1A, and I've come to see them. As Ida is just super shocked to see David Shield's own daughter here in UA. As he asks who her friends are. As she simply says, "Oh, my girlfriend Izuki and my friend Bakugo." As he's just even more surprised. Now, as he leads them to the Class 1A dorms dining room or some shit. Yeah, dining room. As Izuki notices Melissa, jumps up and hugs her. And then kisses her. As she says, "Everyone, this is my..." No, as she says, damn, my brain is everywhere. As she says, "Everyone, this is my girlfriend, Melissa." As all the boys are well shocked, except for Bakugo. And all the girls are just finally excited to meet Melissa, because the girls knew from their little sleepover they had that Izuki already had a girlfriend. And so they're very excited to meet her. As they talking to her, having fun, as Mina asks, "Hey, what are those the gadgets you're holding in your hand?" As she says, "Oh, these are some upgrades for Bakugo's gauntlet." As Bakugo perks up, saying, "What? What? Upgrades for my gauntlet?" As she says, "Yeah, bring her over." As he does, and as she explained, and well, I'm explaining what upgrades she added to Bakugo's gauntlet. Well, for one, more storage device, more storage, meaning that his gauntlets can now take more of his nitroglycerins, can store more of his sweat to make a even bigger explosion. And as Bakugo asks, what are these sleeves for? She says, oh, these sleeves are made out of a super fiber my dad makes. You see, these will absorb your sweat and then guide it into the gauntlet, so you'll be able to get your gauntlet explosions faster. As he's just stunned by this. As well, then the day goes on, very normal. As we skip to like a week later, as Mr. Isaiah walks in saying, quiet down, we're gonna have 6 new transfer students. As everyone's just talking to her about these new 6 transfer students. As Ida puts his hand up and then starts doing his usual Ida thing, saying, isn't that unfair, sir, letting students transfer here without taking the exam? As Mr. Isaiah then says, they're transferring from America's top hero high school. No, America's top hero college. And their exam is pretty much similar to our one, so yeah, they technically did the exam. Azita Ninja just shuts up. As they all walk in, Now, if you've seen the anime of the 7 Deadly Sins, you know where the hell I'm going with this. As they all come in one by one, as then behind them, just a giant fella carrying a huge battle axe walks me out. As Ida then says, it's dangerous to carry a battle axe. Around school grounds. As then the smallest of them all looks at him and says, Escanor, show him. As Escanor just puts the axe down, and then suddenly, as soon as he lets go, a giant heat wave literally starts incinerating everything. As he once again picks the battle axe up, as the heat wave suddenly goes away. And then, well, everything's not too damaged, just, well, everything is fine. Now, as everyone's shocked that he needs to carry that weapon and show his quirk doesn't, well, kill him. Kill everyone. As Miss Asa says, introduce yourselves one by one. As the littlest one of them all says, hey, I'm Meliodas, and my quirk is called Full Counter. I can send your quirks back at you at double the strength. My quirk also allows me to heal and allow to boost my power, boost my battle stats multiple times based on an ability I call my assault mode. As in the next one that's floating says, hey, I'm King, and my quirk is called Disaster. It's basically an elemental quirk that just causes mass destruction when I use it. As he and did and as King shows his spear, saying in this spear, which expands my quirk's abilities which expands my quirk's abilities as well. We call them sacred treasure. We all have one. But the captain here neglected to tell you about his sacred treasure, lost vein. He can basically clone himself. As the next one says, hey, my name's Gopher. Now, I actually don't know what is Gopher's magical power in the Seven Deadly Sins. Either that or I forgot. I think I'm more likely I forgot. I don't know, I'll look it up after this. But basically a part of his quirk is that as he explains his quirk, saying, well, my quirk can I can mess with people's minds. I can make them see futures, even your past. And I can make you forget stuff. Now, 2, 3. Okay, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, am I forgetting shit? Hang on, I'm trying to remember shit. Okay, so there's Meliodas, King, Gopher, oh yeah, fucking Deanne. As the next one goes saying, as a brown-headed girl saying, hey, I'm Deanne, and my quirk is called Creation. As then Momo stands up saying, how's that possible? My quirk is called is a creation quirk. As Deanne then says, oh, my quirk, I can't create things out of my body like your one can. It's an earth type quirk. As she just, well, shows her Warhammer, saying, this is my sacred treasure, Warhammer Gideon. It expands, like King said, it expands, our sacred treasure expands our quirks power many times over. As a black-haired girl said, hey, I'm Merlin. No, and my quirk is called Infinity. Basically until I decide to stop it, I can make anything stay forever. As we get to the last one, which is Escanor, and as he explains, as you already know, my name's Escanor, and my quirk is called Sunshine. Basically, the higher the sun, the stronger I am. I am the strongest out of us. And the captain is the most dangerous. As well, they all sit down, and as well as All Might walks in saying, "Hey guys, now I heard about the 6 new transfer machines, so we're gonna go to the battleground and have a bit of sparring practice." As well, they do that. And I'm not going to go through all the battles. But well, yeah. As we're waiting for the, well, I'm just going to say King and Todoroki's fight to be over. Merlin noticed Izuki holding a free nunchuck. And then when she looked down to her torso, she noticed that a birthmark in the shape of a fox that looks oddly like a tattoo. As she walks over saying, "Hi, as you know, my name's Merlin, and what's your name?" As Izuki just comes down saying, "Oh, my name's Izuki. How are you?" As Merlin says, "I'm good. I can't help but notice that you have a oddly shaped tattoo like the 6 of us." As she goes, "What? Oddly shaped birthmark like you 6?" As Merlin shows her birthmark that's oddly in the shape of a boar. It looks very real, like a tattoo. She goes, whoa. And oddly enough, us 6 and you have the animal symbols for the 7 deadly sins of man. Huh? As then she realized each one of them had a tattoo that's very oddly regular to how they act. As in, Meliodas noticed a long time ago. As then, Merlin... Now, just before the King and Todoroki fight ended, with, of course, King winning. If you think I was going to make King lose to Todoroki, hell no. But, yeah, Merlin noticed that Izuki had a 3-bat nunchuck. Can I have a look at your weapon? As Izuki says, "Oh sure," hands it to her, and Merlin does her thing with her crook and says, "Here." What did you do? As Merlin just explains, "Oh, I've turned your into a sacred treasure. It expands on your quirk." Huh? And she goes, "Why did you do that?" Well, I got to have a look at your quirk. Well, because my quirk also, my sacred treasure allows me to, as the sphere starts moving, and as she says, my sphere, or my sacred treasure allows me to see your quirk, so I made your weapon a sacred treasure based off your quirk. And she goes, "Oh, thank you. But why would you do that?" And she says, "Well, if the captain," as she points to Meliodas, "is correct about something, it may be fun having you a part of our little friend group, As she goes, "Well, why do you want me instead of someone like, I don't know, Todoroki, Kirishima, Bakugo even?" part of your friend group. Well, your quirk has a regenerative immortality to it, doesn't it? Does it not? She goes, yeah. Well, something that you may not have noticed is that your regenerative immortality also gives you unlimited stamina. And she goes, oh, I never really noticed. She goes, well, before the captain reaches his assault mode, he goes through stages of power. His stage 1 of his assault mode power is when his assault mode doesn't really come out, and just his normal self just enhanced. Then there's his stage 2. He's far more powerful and quicker. And then, well, then there's his actual assault mode, which is absolutely terrifying. She goes, oh. And the captain thinks you'd be the perfect opponent for him. As Izuki goes, really? Me? A perfect opponent for him? Yeah. Oh yeah. Good luck on as the captain turns to fight, as she walks away and leaving Izuki asking, what do you mean by that? As the Bond... No, not the fucking Bond. The fucking King and Todoroki fight ended with King, of course, winning, like I stated earlier. As All Might was about to announce who Meliodas was fighting, as Meliodas announced, I wish to fight Izuki. As everyone's just shocked that he asks for an opponent, except the Sins, of course. As well, yeah. As well as Izuki walks up saying, I accept. While she's thinking in her mind, this is what Merlin meant by good luck. As Meliodas then states, we'll put our weapons to the side. I want this to be a purely physical contest. But you see, to use my quirk efficiently, I need to have a blade or something in my hand to redirect it. Without a weapon, I can just negate the damage I will take from it. Meaning, I can make the attack just disappear. But with your type of quirk, it's just straight on physical attacks, is it not? As everyone's just stunned that he broke down, that he knew Izuki's quirk was just a purely physical one. And she says, sure, as she chucks her now sacred treasure away. Now, if you're wondering what Bond's sacred treasure's name is, I have no idea because they never announced it in the anime, and I'm too lazy to go find the manga to see if they named Bond's sacred treasure. Now, before they were about to fight, Merlin clicked her fingers and said, perfect cube, as a purple cube started forming around Izuki and Meliodas. As everyone is just shocked by this, and Izuki's just surprised by this, as Merlin explains that, with Izuki and the captain's quirk, well, this is a precaution because knowing that they both can regenerate with their quirks, I had a feeling that they're both gonna go full out, meaning Yue's probably gonna get obliterated in the process. So this is just a precaution. Oh, and they cannot break this because this is an indestructible cube. Like I said, only I can get rid of it with my quirk. As everyone is just, well, understandable with that explanation, and allow the perfect cube to be a barrier between them and the school. Well, as the fight starts, they both start rushing at each other. Now, as Izuki then quickly used Fox Hunt like 15 seconds into the fight and instantly zaps all of Meliodas' strength. Well, because I did it, yeah. Yeah, and she instantly buffs up while Meliodas is just left there, drained out of energy. As she starts just wailing on him, beating him against the cube. As everyone's just thinking that Izuki's gonna kill him, but then out of nowhere, she's sent flying to the other end of the cube. As everyone then starts sensing a menacing aura from Meliodas, as they see a small black mark on his forehead. As Izuki gets up and smiles, so Merlin wasn't lying. As Meliodas smirks at this, saying, why would Merlin have any reason to lie? As they both start going at each other. As because of who they are, the fight goes on for like, I'm gonna say, no, the fight stays on. Wait, how long have I been talking for? 27 minutes. What the holy fuck? As the fight just goes on for a full, I'm gonna say week, for a full week, everyone's just been, sitting there and just watching them progress, as the cube has not cracked. As in, by the weekend of that week, they see them both laying on the bottom of the cube, just given up. As they're not tired, they're just, sick of being locked in a stalemate. As when Merlin releases the perfect cube, all they can hear is just laughter coming from Meliodas and Izuki. As Meliodas and Izuki both had the same idea, quickly got up, grabbed their, sacred treasure thing, quickly rushed at the other. As Izuki went for a swing with hers, as she does, and as a black flame appeared on Meliodas' sword, as he yelled, 1,000 divine cuts! And as she gets hit by it, not her whole body, just a straight line from her shoulder all the way up her neck to a bit of her cheek. As you can see, just blood gushing. As just blood is just, keeps coming out and not stopping. As she's just surprised by this. But then she realized, wait, now I know why we were in a stalemate. As Mario says, that's right, our quirks counter each other. She just starts laughing, saying, well, that's good to know. As then the blood stops and then heals like 30 seconds after. As after the blood and wounds been healed up, all you see is a dark brown mark from like a quarter of a cheek going straight down her neck and then over a good length of her shoulder. As by this time, Melissa is very concerned for Izuki because, well, she was there. Bakugo told her, and, well, she was there for the whole week just watching him. As after Bakugo and Izuki calm Melissa down a bit, as Meliodas walks over saying, well, with your crook, you'd be a great addition to our team, so what do you say? Want to join us? As he lends out his hand to her. As by this time, everyone's gone back to the dorms to, well, 1A's gone back to the dorms with Melissa. Melissa, well, just because Melissa wants to stay with Izuki for the night. Wait, who's Shelton? I actually can't remember the name of the cook in 1A. I don't know, the cook of 1A, I'll just call him that until I remember his fucking name. And then just, well, yeah. Well, as we cut back, as Izuki grabs his hand saying, sure, I'll join. As she says, what's the name of this little group anyway? As Gopher says, well, with you now, we are known as the 7 Deadly Sins. The 7 Deadly Sins. As in, she remembers what Merlin said earlier. Said earlier. She said, "Oh, that's why. We all have birthmarks that are literally the shape of the animals named for the 7 deadly animals icon for the 7 deadly sins, for the 7 deadly sins of man." As Maya says, "That's right. You are the fox sin. Escanor is the lion sin. Gopher's the goat sin. Diane is the serpent sin. King's the sloth sin. Merlin is the boar sin. And I'm the dragon sin. As they all walk back to the dorms, just talking and all that. As on their way back, as well, by this time, he would have informed Izuki about a mission. Why he's here. A mission why he's here and why they need her. As well, basically to say, as he just simply puts it, his younger siblings have made their own team, called the 10 Commandments. And wait, no. Yeah, if you know where I'm going with this, good. Because I basically gave it away. As Melissa goes to Izuku saying, still worrying about her, saying, "Are you okay? Are you alright?" As she just says, "Calm down, Melissa. I'm totally fine." And she says, no, you're not. That scar still hasn't gone away. And she's pouting and mad at Meliodas for making a scar that's unhealable by Izuki's quirk. And she just says, as Izuki just says, it isn't Meliodas' fault. Our quirks counter each other, that's all. I'll still live, it's just that my body would just leave scars by his black flames. That was where they all eat dinner and go to their rooms. And that's what I'm going to be leaving it off on now. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell to help the Shadow Clan grow. Oh, and quick disclaimer. After this, what if I am just, well, going to stop making these pictures. I'm gonna start using like one-time pictures. You know, like most other What If, My Hero Academia What Ifs do, because one, I'm actually tired of looking up all the photos that I need for these pictures, and it's actually really annoying creating a thumbnail as well I put in. So yeah, peace.